Good morning, everybody. And we're in a slightly different location, not a hotel room, though,
No.
and not a classroom. We're in the bathroom. We're in the No Approach Foundation's training bathroom. And what we have is two of our mentors because we're running certification courses today. So I have Casey and I have Lucia. And what we're going to do, I had another request, well, actually several recently, about the challenge of helping somebody sit down. It seems like they get really stiff, they fall over backwards, it feels like I'm moving lead pipe, she just won't do it. Oh, he's got Parkinson's. So lots of reasons, but I want to go over the idea of needing to keep your weight over your base of support and trust that there is something that's going to be under you when you get to a certain point if you don't have exceptional skills at doing something when you get to that point. So for me, and you guys might have to do the camera a little bit to see this all the way down. Let me do it. I do yoga like 3 to 4 times a week. So if I want to get down and I want to go all the way down, I can literally go all the way to the ground and I still have my feet flat on the floor. So I can go down and I can come back up. Now, you might or might not have heard my knees go because I am old, just to be honest about the whole thing. But now, what tends to happen is what I'm having to do if I want to sit, my hips first go back while my shoulders come forward. And Rosia, can you tip it down just a bit so they can maybe see my feet? Perfect. Okay. So if you do this right, over toes and nose over toes or shoulders over toes, I can lower myself and get. What happens when people develop dementia, however, is that I tend to want to sit down because I'm sitting down and my brain says, okay, sit down. And I start trying to sit and then it scares me and it feels like I'm falling. And if you try to put your hands on me, to help me, and you start pushing me down, what you'll get is a fear reaction with you. My amygdala goes, you're trying to push me down, or I grab you, and then I hold on, and I'm not going anywhere. So this is the tricky part. So I'm going to have Rosia say basically more or less what I said in Spanish, because we want this to be available to more people. And we're working hard to try to get more languages up, different languages up. But since I have Rosia here, and she is a native Spanish speaker, I am not. We'll let her talk a little bit while Casey and I get set up to show you what I'm talking
about. Ok, entonces lo que vamos a hacer es guiar los pasos para que una persona se siente, porque sentarse requiere varios pasos y hay personas que tal vez tienen Parkinson o simplemente su amígdala se activa y siente que se van a caer. Entonces, lo que vamos a hacer es guiar paso por paso cómo sentarse sin caer, digamos, en abuso o agarrar fuerte a la persona y nada, paso por paso.
Okay, so there she goes. That was much quicker than mine. Okay, so what we're going to do is simulate what I did with an assist. So I'm going to do it first at the side, and Rosia is going to be in charge of trying to help us do this. Okay. This hand is going to be in. My stance is front to back, knees bent, back straight. Because what I'm going to be doing is guiding Casey's forward fold. So I'm going to put my hand to the very front edge of the crease between your leg and your body. It's right at the top of your thigh. This shoulder, my left shoulder, is behind her right shoulder. This hand is in support at slightly more than 90. So I'm down a little bit from 90, and I am going to take my weight and shift it as I fold her forward to sit. So what I might say is, hey, Casey, lean forward. And because I have her in a package, her fear goes down. And what I'm literally doing is giving her the sensory motor cue that cues her to start to fold. If I do that and she does not yet fold, she's still panicky. What I'm going to do is reach down and tap on the tendon right at the edge of the knee that runs from here all the way up, start the fold. Now notice my arm stays here because I don't want her unfolding too quickly. So there you go. Now I'm going to let Rosia do that in Spanish. Yes,
Ooh,
yes.
and Teepa, real quick before Rocio pops in and you guys prep for potentially the next piece, I want to bring in the part two, how amazing the environment are and how friendly it is to your positioning. So for folks who don't have the ability because of walls and things like that, especially those darn toilets that they stick back into the little alcove, what would be a way that you could support somebody to sit
Okay,
in that
we're
position?
going to do that next, Matthew. Perfect, because you're absolutely right. And I'll show you the second way you can do this. But first, we're going to show it with the Spanish subtitles here.
Okay. Okay, so, entonces lo primero es entrar en mano bajo mano y la mano izquierda va a ir en la cadera. Entonces, mi hombro va detrás del hombro de ella para ser el que hace el movimiento hacia adelante y empujo con la cadera hacia abajo. Okay.
Perfect. All right, now we're going to deal with that second situation Matthew mentioned. And this will keep it short. Casey is standing. There's no room on either side. I'm going to do hand under hand on one side, hand under hand on the other side. I am going to kneel or sit down in front of Casey, but I have to sit down and back far enough. I'm going to give her a cue, and the cue is on the tendon that goes to your thumb. I use my little finger and my ring finger, and I cock her wrists a little bit. And when I do that, her whole body starts to fold forward a little. And then again, I can guide her down. And what I'm doing here, she starts to go backwards, so I'll bring her back up. If she starts to go backwards, she starts to fall to the back, I simply bring her to the front. If she starts to fall to the front, I simply stabilize her to the back. I'm using my entire body as an anchor, as a weight. And it's not pulling or pushing, it's just a really subtle little cue.
It was really subtle. And all of a sudden my body just, it was like one of those natural reactions.
Yeah. So we're using primitive brain, not thinking brain, to help her stay over her base of support. If you want to translate that, I'll switch places.
Yes. Entonces, en el caso que no tengan un lugar así de bonito y amplio, entonces, y que yo no me pueda poner en el lado, entonces lo que va a hacer es entrar como en una doble mano bajo mano. Y lo que va a hacer es guiar a la persona usando sus dos dedos, el meñique y el siguiente, para hacer como una presión para hacer que la persona baje. Y entonces aquí, yo puedo estar acá, igual si la persona se hace para adelante, digamos, se empieza a hacer hacia adelante. I'm down, right?
Yeah, so you want to get down and get stable first.
Okay, entonces
Okay, yeah, so go down and get stable
lo primero
first.
que hago es estar
And
estable
now,
yo
just the cue.
en el piso. Y entonces nada más bajo.
There you go. Perfect.
Pero si la persona está aquí y se hace para adelante, yo puedo hacer para guiarla con mis manos. Igual si la persona se hiciera para atrás, yo puedo guiarla para hacerse para adelante y bajar. Entonces usando la presión de...
Nice. So there you go. People have been asking questions again. It's a tricky thing, whether you do it on a toilet or whether you do it on the bedside, whether you do it in and out of a chair. If you have arms in the chair and the person can still follow along and fine. The problem is that's not where many people are. Yeah. So there you go. Any final thoughts, Matthew, before we sign off?
No, thank you, Teepa.
Thanks to my two partners who need to get back to work, getting ready for a certification, of course.
Thanks, you, Casey. Ladies. Thank you, Rocio. Super appreciate it. Folks, let us know if you have other questions too, other situations that you'd like us to be able to demonstrate. The beauty of Snow Approach is they have it all set up in so many cool ways that we can be able to show that stuff and the things that they have created there to be able to help support us all with those questions. So thank you so much, Teepa. And again, thank you, Rocio and Casey, for all your support.
All right, everybody, take care of yourselves, take care with your care, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, all.
Bye, everybody.